Elita ma nowe przecieki, także obejrzyjmy sobie to. Lecimy,
Today we have
zostawcie
an
lajka.
interesting video because it really has been a while since episode
No
73,
właśnie,
and we
zobaczmy.
have yet to receive an
Dawajcie
actual leaked
przecieki.
image of episode 74, but worry not because even after my interview with Mr. Boom, some new information started coming out.
O,
But along with
no to super, będziemy mieli o czym rozmawiać, ponieważ będziemy prawdopodobnie mieli nowe przecieki. Bardzo się
this,
cieszę.
as always, many fake leaks also started
Aha.
appearing with the
Okej,
lack of
przecieki
official
fejkowe.
information. And whenever there isn't any real information for a while, people do tend to want to believe more in fake leaks. But this is not all because Boom actually
Co się
changed
dzieje?
one of the old episodes'
A, no
descriptions
to
in
to
a
akurat
crazy way.
wiemy, nie?
Normally a description change wouldn't mean much, but this time it actually is a lore-related change. And today we'll be going over all this information. But before we start, make sure to like and subscribe to not miss any future videos.
Wy też
Anyways,
oczywiście zostawcie lajka, subskrybujcie.
Here we go.
Dużo shortów też
first
tu
we have
będzie
the
na
fake
tym
leaks
kanale.
that's been going around lately. The first one I started seeing was the image of Titan Speakerman burning with a text saying, "I survived" on the bottom right part of the screenshot.
Ej, to fajnie wygląda, nie? Prawie jak oryginał i tu jest I survived.
Even
Ja
though this is a
przeżyłem.
fake leak, it may actually happen in the episode because thanks to the info we've received from Boom. We know Titan Cameraman and Titan Speakerman are still a part of the battle, and they
Tak,
haven't
znowu
retreated
lecą,
yet.
nie?
And it seems like they might have to retreat after episode 74 depending on what happens, since Boom said they'll both fight and retreat. I don't exactly know how they'll join the fight because in the secret ending of episode 73, we saw that Titan Speakerman wasn't able to stand up at all after the fight and Titan Cameraman had to carry him. But this also showed us that even though Titan Cameraman lost a leg, he is still pushing as hard as he can. Hopefully we'll be able to
Chcę pomścić też Plungera, no nie dziwię mu się, nie?
watch the episode next week because in Boom's interview with Steak, he did mention that the episode would be published in May, but we've yet
No
to see
właśnie, w maju będzie opublikowane, czyli zostało nam ile? 5 dni? Ile jest, słuchajcie? Czekajcie. No 5 dni tak naprawdę nam zostało, także już
any
niedługo, nie?
leaks. So if Boom is still planning on posting the video in May, I'd assume he'd start posting leaks in 2 or 3 days max.
No,
We
zaraz
already
będziemy
know that he
mieli
is quite
przecieki,
hyped about
dokładnie.
episode 74 because Blood's been hyping it up since episode 72, and I doubt he'll post the episode before showing more leaks. He already did 2 Q&As because it is probably a special episode in his eyes. But the problem is, we have no idea what's going to happen in the episode,
No,
because the ending of episode 73
Niestety.
left us with Camera Woman meeting the humans and her
Ciężko
POV
jest
is far away
określić, co
from
się
the Titans.
wydarzy.
Does this mean that we won't continue on Camera Woman's POV and see what happens with the humans and the imposter human? Or will we see both Camera Woman POV and a POV cameraman following the Titans? We also don't know if the Astro toilets are planning to interrupt the fight between
Raczej
E-Titans
Astro
and
się
G-Man
pojawią, to
toilet.
raczej
And about Astro
mógłbym powiedzieć, że
toilets,
pewne.
something actually
Nie?
crazy happened lately. Some of you might already know about this, but Boom randomly decided to change the description of episode 51.
O tym
If
już
we use
mówiliśmy, oczywiście, niejednokrotnie, słuchajcie.
Wayback Machine and look back at the time when it was first uploaded, the description actually said Titan Cameraman cleaning the mess. Back then, this was right after Titan Cameraman's return after a long time in episode 50.
Czyli był opis pierwszy, że Tytan Cameraman sprząta bałagan, nie?
In episode 50,
A potem
the
to
toilets
zmienił.
were attacking the cameraman base, and because of the absence of Titan Cameraman, they were able to expand a lot. In episode 51, we were in the POV of Titan Cameraman for the first and the last time so far. But now this title has been changed to Titan Cameraman Fights with Giant Astro Toilet Troop. This really is a big change, and it actually gives us a new clue on what makes the Astros Astro Toilets. To my knowledge, this change appeared or was discovered after my interview with Boom, and if you have watched that video, I actually asked something about the Astro Toilets.
No właśnie, bo Elita zapytał o te nowe jednostki. Czy zobaczymy normalne jednostki Astro Toilet? No jak widzicie, chyba to jest
My
to.
question was, I have seen some people wonder about the hierarchy of the Astro Toilets and who are the higher-ups, because all the Astro Toilets we've seen so far seem to be powerful, and we don't even know who the leader is, or if they even have foot
No właśnie, o
soldiers
to
like the
zapytał,
normal
nie?
toilets. Which he answered with, "You'll see." If this really did happen after my interview, that could mean that Boom decided to give us a clue on the hierarchy, or what makes Astros Astros.
No właśnie.
Until now, the main thing we knew about Astros are that they fly and have a donut stuck to their toilets which spins all the time. But now that Boom is calling the plain toilet from episode 51, it gives us one extra option to locate Astro toilets. Until now, all the Astro toilets we've seen had helmets with
Wiecie co, i celowo wydaje mi się, że to jest ta różnica pokazana, jak przepalił Tytan Tytan kamera. Tu zobaczcie, została czaszka, a ten gościu był odporny jakby i chyba ma to związek z tymi doświadczeniami, co były w laboratorium.
had a different stripe design so far, but because there were other toilets with helmets before the Astros we knew, I didn't really think about the helmet theory since it conflicted with the past. But now that Boom changed this description and confirmed that this plain toilet was an Astro toilet, it most likely means that these helmets have a correlation with being Astro toilets. Maybe even how they can
Czy
fly has
hełmy,
some sort of indication
to
as
co,
well.
mutanty też są policyjne astrotoaletami? No nie do końca, nie?
Because the plain toilet in episode 51 can't fly as freely as the higher up Astros we've
Jedno, co się rzuca w oczy, to te oczy, kolor źrenic.
I also have seen some people talk about the red eyes, and it also
No
being
właśnie,
related to
nie?
Astro toilets as well. But this theory I don't really know yet since we've seen the scientist toilet's big version have red eyes as well. Even though he is not an Astro toilet, maybe I'll ask about the red eyes more if I get to ask questions to Boom again. The next thing we know about episode 74 is actually the fact that Simp Cameraman will be returning. As you guys know, ever since episode 57, we haven't heard or seen anything about Simp Cameraman. He was abandoned by TV Woman, and no one
No,
helped him at the end of episode
porzucili
57,
zakochanego.
and
No
we really don't know what
niestety,
happened.
słuchajcie.
There were 4 possibilities to this situation, but now that it's confirmed that he is not dead, we can remove the theory which suggests Simp Cameraman dying that day. The first theory is that he was actually saved by the Alliance members who came to
No
clean
to
up
mamy
the area
dwie,
after
trzy
the battle.
opcje
But
nawet, nie?
honestly
Co się z
speaking,
nim
I don't
stało.
think anyone wants to see this. This would make all the build-up to his return not be as worth as the next 2 theories. If he was saved that day, I think we should have seen him already, especially in the toilet bunker raid. But he was nowhere to be seen, which suggests me that he was not saved.
Będą jajka, jak on się okaże astrotoaletą.
Also know that Titan Speakerman was really mad and went on a toilet-killing rampage right after he was cured, and because of his sudden moves, everyone in the area might have rushed to catch up to the Titans and just thought Simp Cameraman was dead. But this begs the question, if he is not dead, isn't his POV being transmitted? If his POV is being transmitted and he wasn't saved, that is actually so cruel, but there is the possibility that his camera was damaged enough that the transmission might have cut off, which might have led to other
No
cameramen
też może tak być, nie? Że transmisji jego nie było widać,
thinking he
no.
is dead. And if this is true, there are still 2 different possibilities. First one is him being alone. As you guys know, they were in Dubai when episode 57 was happening, but
Może sekretny agent go przejął, albo Skibidi Toilet,
right
nie?
after we know they
Nie
went to
nie
London
można
and other
wykluczyć.
places in the world, which could mean that literally every Alliance member left the area, and there might actually be no one he can contact since his transmission might have been cut off. This would be crazy, especially right after your crush leaves you to die, and now you live a life as if you are the last person on Earth. But this theory does have a flaw, and it's the fact that we don't know how he could come back in episode 74, since I'm sure that the toilet base is very far away from where he was at, and as far as we know, his IQ levels are not the best. I think many people want to see a redemption
No
or
nie
a
jest.
villain arc for Simp Cameraman. This theory I just explained and the next theory I'm about to explain could definitely help achieve that. In my eyes, the last option we have left is that the toilets came after the battle and captured Simp
No
Cameraman
właśnie, nie? Może tak być, że toalety po niego przyszły.
from episode 70 part 3. We do know that they keep technology from the Alliance to study and research them for their own upgrades, and all these items were objects from the battlefields. It's likely that the toilets have a specialized team just to collect Alliance bodies and objects after battles. It's also assumed that the airport in episode 65 is actually close to the location of episode 57, which would mean that though the Alliance left the city, the toilet troops might still be there. But what would happen if he was actually captured by the toilets? I honestly personally would love to see this happen, especially the version of this where the toilets turn Simp Cameraman into their own monster. Imagine an unhinged, upgraded Simp Cameraman hunting TV Woman to kill her. I think
No taki upgrade, że to się odwróci wszystko i będą polować. Mega.